Sup, people? It's your boy, Casual Talk here. This is going to be part 3 on dealing with ignorant ghetto black neighbors. Alright, let's get it. Shout out goes to Claude Deligre for the suggestion on continuing this and just making it like a series. I had a thought in mind to continue it from here. I didn't think that would get that much views or comments. So, hey, this is part 3. And shout out goes to Black Condor for giving me a tag. I appreciate it, brother. So some of the things that he pointed out from his video response on relating to all the things that I've been going through, especially dealing with black neighbors in America, who are obviously ghetto. He brought up some interesting points that I had to just dissect and break down because I can relate to it. It's frustrating. It's stressful. And I'm happy there's well-educated brothers that actually want good for themselves. They want something out of life that actually could understand that there's always a roadblock. There's some frustrations. There's friction. There's always those ignorant ghetto neighbors that don't know how to mind your business. They're all about drama. They bring drama to you, and they could even make you feel somehow about like reconsidering on even moving out. It happened to me. I did plenty of moving. It's a waste of money, but if you got the money and you got the opportunities to move just so you can have a peace of mind, go for it. Move smart out here. Don't be dumb. Don't move dumb. Move smart out here. Trust me. You'll have a better life, okay? Because I learned getting older that the more people you know, the more drama is going to come to you. So the more people you know, the more drama that's going to come to you, or the more drama that you'll have. Because that's just how some grimy people are. Now, part 3. I've ranted on many of the issues that I got, especially with my current neighbors, till this day. And I already know, it's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new. They don't follow the HOA community. They don't follow the HOA guidelines. If you're living in the HOA community, a lot of them are going to break the laws, break the rules, break the rules. And I had to came to the realization, based off what Black Condor said, when it comes down to Kesha's, now I brought up the brothers, the Pookies and Ray Rays, the Hood Dudes, the Tyrones. I'm going to be talking about the Keshas now. The Keshas, the Shaniquas, basically the straight up hood chicks. They are the ones that enable Pookie and Ray Ray to act accordingly. Because my very front neighbor that's across the street from me, he's a bum. Straight up bum. How I could tell? I got eyes. My wife pointed it out. I've seen it. I was not shocked because she was like, that same brother, like the same man that don't really talk to you. I noticed that he's always on the same porch every single day, smoking, drinking, on the phone. And who's the breadwinner? The chick that he's with. I don't know their relationship. I don't know if they're husband and wife. That's not my problem. That's not my business. The only thing is that they're the only neighbors in front that brings the drama. There was times one of their family members parked in front of our lawn. And not in front, it was in front of our lawn, on the grass, on the property. Not directly, because it would have been drama. I complained to my wife about it. I'm like, man, like, I feel like calling the cops, but she was like, you know what? She brought insight to me. Like, it could have been worse. At least they're not all up in the grass, because that would have been the justification for me to call the cops. I don't care if there's a bunch of them. This don't mean nothing. Because there's a lot of people that are like this that don't care about other people like this. Pookie and Ray Ray and the educated lame are like enemies. We're like brothers and sisters. The Keshas and the Stacys is the same equivalent to the Pookies and Ray Rays and the educated lames. Because there's black women that are all about just making their money, going home to a peace of mind, and they got to go through the exact same problem. Women hating on them. Women being jealous of them. Women, ghetto black women watching their pockets. And it's not just a race thing. I've said this many times. Because I've dealt with another traumatic experience with neighbors who weren't black. They were Hispanic. And there was more to the story. There was a lot of there was a lot of spiteful, obnoxious, grimy things that they did. There was times that I found out our car was being scratched on. There was one time I caught on the camera that it got so bad to where there was one time the Hispanic dude brought some of his homeboys over. They're just chilling, smoking, I get it. And he had his freaking friend have the nerve to sit on top of the hood of my car. And he has his cigarette on it. He's smearing his cigarette light on the freaking hood of my Honda. On the car. Right in the camera. I was so pissed. I told my wife, I'm about to call the cops. And she said, Daniel, as long as they don't break into the vehicle, don't go too far. So I had to stomach so many things. As long as they didn't go too far. Because I have to think about it. I got things to lose. The dude looked like he was all about drama. He had other hood dudes that were friends with him that were black. Because there was a point in time where I was like, is he acting funny with us because he's Hispanic and we're black? No, it's because we're not like the average Pookie and Ray Ray. We're not hood dudes. We're not hood people. My wife and I are not about that life. So he had a problem with it. And it's weird. I've heard it all. I've heard ignorant comments from a lot of black people that were about that life. And other people of different races who are also ghetto, who sees us. I carry myself with class. I'm the opposite of acting like an animal. I'm civilized. I go in and out of my house and I mind my business. They got a problem with that. They got a problem with it. I'm not talking to you because there's going to be a problem. The educated lame and the average Pookie and Ray Ray, most cases, can't get along. As I said, some are cool. I got coworkers right now. I'm on my lunch break. I got coworkers right now at this job that are from the hood. From where I'm from too. New York City. Some I'm cool with. Some are cool with me. Because I'm observant and smart and careful with who I associate with. Because they're like a neighbor. Your coworkers are like your neighbors. But your actual home is supposed to be your peace of mind. When it comes down to Keshas, the ones who are in Section 8, the ones who are living under the projects, living under government housing, the moment they got their 4 or 5 kids by their 2 to 3 or 4 to 5 different baby daddies, they come with their drama to a nice area. Their baggage to a nice area. It could be a nice area. The rent is cheap. Everybody's minding their business. It's a lot of white people that may live there, Hispanic people that may live there, Asians that may live there, and they're civilized. The moment Kesha comes in, she brings her bad behind kids. The father is not around. But guess what? If she got 3 to 4 to 5 different baby daddies, 3 to 4 to 5 different children with those baby daddies, especially if she knows they're about that life, she's about that life. What do you think is going to happen? She's going to endanger everybody else's lives in that same neighborhood. And that's where the drama starts. The kids grow up to see that. The kids grow up to see their fathers beating on the chicks, throwing gang signs, posting on social media saying that they're repping these gangs. Oh, I got all these ops on me. All this foolish gang talk. And that's how the neighborhoods gets destroyed from the inside out. It starts in the home. See, Martin Luther King, there was another commenter on YouTube. Shout out goes to you. You know who you are in case you're watching this video, my brother. I appreciate the comment that he made. He even pointed this out, and it got me thinking. When Martin Luther King fought for the civil rights for black Americans, black African Americans, so we could have the same exact rights as white people, as everybody in general, where we didn't felt we were caged, segregated, separated, treated like dirt, treated like garbage. He fought for our full freedom, full privileges, the privileges and the rights to be treated as a human being, the right to vote, the right to work, the right to do so many things, the right to buy a car, the right to live in certain neighborhoods. As soon as we got that power, a lot of black people abused it. We could blame the government. We could blame the police officers. But you got to look at yourself first. I've heard comments from other ignorant black people that said things like, oh, the white man holding me back. The white man holding me back. Like, what? You holding yourself back? What are you talking about? There was one brother that I used to work with at one of my past jobs in a warehouse. Very intelligent. He would nickname me Clark Kent, but he said he didn't nickname me that out of hate or ignorance. He nicknamed me that because he see that I got a good head on my shoulder. I even had other Pookies and Ray Rays that were about business. The hustlers, the dudes that are like, you know, they're from the streets, but they're not representing the streets. They actually are money smart. The ones that actually want something out of life. The Pookie and Ray Rays that actually don't want to be part of that association anymore. But you could tell that they're still hood. I had brothers like that told me things like, you know what, you look like you don't fit in here. And this was at the same warehouse job, but there was nothing, but most of my coworkers was nothing but ignorant, ghetto, black people. Got about 8 minutes before I have to go back in and clock back in for work. This is what I was around. And I knew I didn't fit in. I know I don't fit in. My black, educated, lame self, I am happy to know that I am not associated with Pookie and Ray Ray because, for one, it got me out of a lot of trouble. 2, I mind my business. 3, my kids are good. 4, I'm good. My wife is good. The list could go on. I mind my business. I believe in minding my business because minding your own business keeps you out of the most trouble, especially when you're going home to a peace of mind. But when you're dealing with drama, that's a whole different story. Now, Black Condor, okay? He pointed this out. Keshas are one of the main, another problem on the reason why there's destruction that happens to beautiful, nice neighborhoods that used to be kept up with, that are in good standing. The community is rich. People are minding their business. It's quiet. Next thing you know, 10 years later, it's a hell zone. You would think that you're going into the hood. All the rich people moved out. All the wealthy people moved out. The people that are middle class moved out. The government definitely don't want to deal with them either. So, when things got to get fixed, you have to wait. You have to wait for things to get fixed. Maintenances now, all of a sudden, don't want to even be bothered going out there either because they don't want to be associated with the drama. See, a lot of ghetto, ignorant black people, when you have them as neighbors, especially when you're dealing with them in apartments, they could ruin the experience for you as well. Because I had to think about it too. The last places that I even lived in, why the maintenance workers is always taking so long? It could be because of the Keshas, the Pookies and Ray Rays that ruined the reputation for us. Now we're also suffering as well. There could be neighbors that have dealt with ghetto, ignorant black people as neighbors. The moment I move in, after they move out, they may think that I'm the exact same way. They may act funny with me and they may judge me because of what happened to them. I've covered videos about this. See, when Keshas are continuing to procreate with these bums, they are allowing and understanding the fact that their children is going to also be part of that life. There's a high chance that their children that grows up in poverty, in the ghetto, in the hood. Let's just straight up just say that, in the hood. 9 times out of 10, their children is going to be a product of their own environment. Their daughters is going to follow the examples of their moms. Having kids young with this guy here, this guy here, this guy there, in and out of jail. Possibly getting shot or killed. How many times you heard stuff like that happens? And it could be an innocent civilian that may end up getting caught in the crossfire. You minding your business and you're going home. Now you're killed. Now you're dead. Now you got shot. Or your family gets shot. All because Kesha wanted to invite over Pookie and Ray Ray. All because Kesha had kids with Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray is associated with a whole bunch of drama. He could be associated with a gang. He's watching his back all the time. He may have a heavy criminal past. And the moment he's a target, the moment Kesha is a target, their kids is a target, people get all the innocent civilians that is living within that same neighborhood, that same building, that same hood, the same area. They get caught up in the crossfire and another innocent life is lost. For what? Kesha does not care. Pookie and Ray Ray does not care. They have an animalistic behavior. They act like savages. They don't give a crap about anybody else's life but theirs. Their street rep is more important than somebody else's life. Because if it was that important, you wouldn't hear so many cases of black-on-black crimes going under the bus. Especially when it comes down to heavily black-populated neighborhoods that are in the hood. How many times you heard cases of cops not really caring about that? How many cases you heard where the media doesn't really push, but when it's a white officer killing another Pookie and Ray Ray or a thug that's obviously doing something wrong, all of a sudden people want to scream Black Lives Matter? What was he doing in the neighborhood? Why was he at the wrong place at the wrong time? What was he doing? People need to think. If you know you're wrong on something, why are you taking offense to it? And I noticed that when people are wrong about something, they are quick to be in defensive mode because they know that's the only tactic that they got, to be in the defense. But that only makes you look just as guilty. You're straight up admitting that you did the crime. And you make it worse for yourself. You're uncorroborative and you're acting like a victim. And now you're going to make it seem like all black people got to somehow come together? All black people that are the educated lames, now we got to get involved. We got to get involved with your mess that you created and that Kesha created. Saying that, oh, the black community. Nah, I'm not part of no black community. We are separated because of this. It all starts off in the neighborhood. It starts off in the home. And this is why I'm trying to get myself together and move up out from the neighborhood that I'm at right now, because if I stay here and if I stay in this current neighborhood I'm living in right now, I'm scared in the future that it may turn into the hood. Because the area is nice. But some of the people that ruins it for me. This is part 3 to dealing with ignorant ghetto black neighbors. Let me know what you think, guys. Feel free to comment, share the video, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.